Welcome, here I've got Sony Xperia 5 III and let me show you a quick camera overview at this device. So let's start by tapping on camera button to open it, and as you can see for now in left corner we are in basic camera mode automatically. So here we get access to some basic settings. We can use this as standard camera in standard smartphone, but I want to show that when we tap here we can manage these modes like that and pick more advanced options. So let me start with auto now, because here we get access to view like in the real camera, and as you can see we don't have any shutter here, so we get access to this button here in the smartphone. We can feel like we hold the real camera, and by tapping on it we can take a pictures, as you can see. And here we get a really advanced interface from the right, so we can adjust drive mode, single shooting, also continuous shots, and self timers for 10 and 3 seconds. Now let's stay on single shooting. We can pick also focus mode, continuous autofocus, single shot. Manual focus is locked here because it's only available in more professional modes, so these three here. Let's stay on auto. Now let's move here. We can also pick the flash. We can stay on auto, fill flash, red eye reduction, turn it off every time we take a picture, and turn on the torch, as you can see. So let me now turn it off. We can pick also here face and eye autofocus, so decide if our camera should detect the faces and eyes or turn it off. And here we can also decide about file format. So this is a professional thing because we can save our pictures not only on JPEG, we can pick also JPEG plus RAW or only RAW. RAW is used by professional photographers to saving more details of the pictures and post-producing them in graphic programs, and this is really pro thing here. Now let's stay on JPEG and move here. We can adjust here also aspect ratio of our camera, so we are in 4:3 with 12 megapixels. We can pick 16 and 9. As you can see, the background here has changed. We can pick also here 1 and 1. This is the square one, and 3 and 2. So this is how it looks. Let me stay on original 4 and 3. And I want to show you also that when we move to the left side we can pick here the lenses from 16 millimeters to 24-70, so we can get closer to the subjects. I don't really have well conditions to show you it perfectly, so you have to discover it by yourself, but let me show you the last one, 105 millimeters. So this is really close lens, and when we tap to this small button here we get access also to advanced zoom, and this is how to use it. Now let's get out from here and move to this. When we tap here we can turn on camera leveler and histogram. So when we use leveler we should be sure that we hold our device steady when we need to take straight picture. As you can see, this is how it works, and histogram is here. Now turn this off and move to menu, so we get access to some settings of camera. Most of them is also in basic mode. We can adjust file format here also, like in this settings, then aspect ratio, super wide lens correction, drive mode, so the same thing like in here. So this is more advanced way to change this. We have here continuous shooting feedback, camera settings, memory, so we can decide how to save our pictures, and zoom settings between digital or auto intelligent super zoom. And when we move to these settings we can move to exposure and color. Here we can also in auto mode adjust soft skin effect, then focus modes, and set up standard settings. Maybe let me show you the grid lines. By using this button from the right we can turn them on and off. They are useful when we want to, for example, use the rule of third in photography or making experiments with composition of our picture. As you can see, this is how they looks like. We can of course move back here to turn them off, and we can also calibrate here our leveler and manage volume keys, which are here. So not only we can use with camera this button that is only for camera here, but we can use volume keys. We can decide to use them as volume, shutter or zoom. So let me show you, for example, zoom. And as you can see, by tapping on them we can get closer to the subject and also move back, but it also depends from the lenses, so we have to be sure that we manage them also here to adjust this correctly. And let's move back to the setup settings. Here we can decide also about sounds of our camera. We can turn them all, turn on only shutter or turn them off as we need. So maybe let me keep them turned on all. We can save our location or turn it off also here as we need to check where we take a picture in the details. And we have here also the short tutorial. We can reset settings. So this is how it looks like. Now let me tap again to auto and move to P from program auto, and we have short info from camera that now the camera will control shutter speed automatically with other settings being left up to you. So here we get access to the same panel, but we can manage more of the settings. The basic thing here is exposure compensation, so the light of our picture. And as you can see, by using this slider we can make our camera more or less in light. At the center we have 0 settings, and here we can unlock, for example, manual focus. So for now we can use this slider to focusing. We can pick focus area from wide to center, and then ISO, so camera sensitivity to light. Also we have metering mode from multi to center and spot. We can change them. We can also of course manage the flash and white balance, for example. So this is new thing. We can pick it between some ready lights like cloudy, daylight, fluorescent, incandescent, daylight, shade light, and we can pick custom ones, so we can adjust them here by using this panel with colors. This is really cool and really professional thing. We can of course reset this or save it, and now it saves it, so we can apply it or go back to auto white balance. So let me stay on this one, and we have also the same settings with face and eye autofocus, with JPEG and file format, with aspect ratio. We can pick here also the range optimizer to improve our colors, or HDR to improve the lights and darks of our photos. And when we move to menu now, we get access to the same settings with some more options. They are connected with all of this, so this is how it looks like here. And when we move from P to S, we can pick shutter speed priority, so we can manually control shutter speed to change how you capture moving objects. Fast shutter speeds will appear to freeze an object in motion, while slow shutter speeds can better capture motion blur. So here in this panel we get access to priority to shutter speed, so we can change the time of taking photo. We can make it shorter by going to left from 1/1000 of seconds, and longer when we move to the right. Let me check the longest, 30 seconds, so this should be better to objects that are stable, or if you want to have some blur at your picture. And this is how to adjust. We get access also to the same settings here with focusing, and we can adjust here now the exposure compensation, so also the light of the picture. But now the ISO is locked because these two things are enough to this mode, because this is half manual mode. So the device should adjust as the ISO automatically to the best parameters. And let's move now Of course, here we get access to all of these settings like in other modes. And when we move to manual exposure, here we can manually control shutter speed and ISO sensitivity. So by exposing longer, it is possible to take photos that capture the trailing motion of objects using motion blur. So here we can manage mostly shutter speed and the ISO and the exposure compensation. So all of these three parameters are important in this mode, and the rest stays like in other ones. And that's all. This is how this camera looks like. So it's really advanced and really cool. Have fun to use that, and it's good to making experiments. That's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.